P2P Civillian Trading. Civillians become the third major tradable eco-sim utility item on the bazaar, and the unique aesthetic and skills that come with their achieved mastery levels make each of these first edition Civillians useful in their own specific way. The Civillian addition to the bazaar aligns with our long-term goal of creating a metaverse with a vibrant ecosystem that facilitates trade between players who discover, build, train, improve, find, manufacture, and craft many of the digital items inside of Earth 2, said Earth 2 founder, Shane Isaac. We also realize it takes time for a small player to collect the 25 ether required to synthesize their first and then each subsequent Civillian. So those smaller players of not only today but also tomorrow, who manage to achieve a level of success via manual rating, now have the additional option of acquiring Civillians from other players starting from a few cents for a level 1. Initiatives such as the Civillian, Sidroid and Jewel Bazaar form part of our ideology to include the player in the ecosystem of digital item acquisition on the platform as opposed to excluding the player like many traditional game platforms, Shane went on to say. To paint a clearer picture, nowadays many games, especially on mobile, solely provide options for the player to purchase a digital item directly from the game company without the ability to resell or generate tradable items, which is of course perfect for the game company. On Earth 2 we provide the ability for the player to create such items or resources, and we strive to go that step further to ensure the player not only has the ability to sell or resell the item but receives the majority of the sale price. It's still a work in progress and coming together, but it has been very rewarding to see it functioning so far, and we've experienced higher trade volumes than expected. In P2P trading, some players may use the Civillian Bazaar to collect first edition Civillians in sets from each available faction, while others may focus on purchasing a Civillian solely for their occupational skills and mastery levels. But as usual, players have already identified a number of additional strategies in relation to Civillian management, and while Earth 2 did not expect the popularity of Civillian trading on the bazaar to grow until well into the future, we have already seen over 17,000 Civillians traded so far. It is important to remember that utilizing Civillians requires a slow, steady and strategic approach, so do not rush in and buy more Civillians than you can manage to sustain, as each Civillian still requires 4 red energy units in sustenance each week. Each first edition Civillian currently requires at least a mentor on a 4-tile property. These Civillians are first edition and will cease to be available for synthesis at some point in the future. These first edition Civillians may have the ability to play or partake in new and specific roles in the future, and may hold part of a key to future second general Civillians on Earth 2. For example, you may purchase a level 6 raid commander for a property that has no other Civillians, whereas if you were to synthesize these Civillians yourself, you would be required to also synthesize the Ether Reckoner and Sidroid Technician first. How to list a Civillian for sale on the bazaar. Listing a Civillian for sale on the bazaar is easy to do via the Civillian Management interface. Players may choose to sell Civillians from a specific property or sell a specific Civillian from any property, and this can be done by viewing their Civillians by properties or Civillians, respectively. Step 1. Go to Raid Management, Civillian Management and select either the Civillians or Properties tab. Step 2. Find the Civillian you wish to sell. You can browse or use the search, filter and sort tools to find your Civillian quickly. Tip: you can also search by properties if you are looking to sell all the Civillians from a specific property. Step 3. Select the desired Civillian and the Sell Civillian option will appear on the right-hand side. Step 4. Confirm the logistics details, only teleportation method temporarily available. Step 5. Set the sale price of your Civillian. Also take this opportunity to make sure you have selected the correct Civillian. Step 6. Confirm the listing. You can also see which Civillians you have currently listed for sale within your Civillian Management interface, as they are conveniently marked with a For Sale label. The Civillian Bazaar. Once listed on the bazaar, each Civillian listing will display various unique details about that specific Civillian, such as edition, faction, occupation, level, red energy remaining, location. The back of the Civillian listing card also reveals details of the Civillian's unique specifications, such as its gender, the exact amount of XP it currently has. It is important to note that for now Civillians can be instantly teleported to a property on purchase. This is a limited time feature that will only remain available until Earth 2's civilian transportation logistics system comes online at some point in the future. Importantly, civilians can also be listed on the bazaar whilst in the middle of undertaking a task, as well as continue to work whilst being listed. However, if the civilian begins wandering, the civilian will automatically be removed from the bazaar and the seller must recapture their civilian using red energy to lure them back before being able to relist their civilian on the bazaar. Evidently, civilians listed on the bazaar must remain sustained by red energy units or will automatically be delisted once they begin to wander.